Welcome to Dan ARG YouTube. Emmanuel Aibogun don talk his own for this video why he dey support Tinubu to become Nigeria president. And he also talk why he no dey support Peter Obi. Make I leave you, make you hear from Emmanuel Aibogun.
Yes. Good morning to you, my conscious Edo people. I remain no other person than your snubble right activist, Comrade Aibogun Emmanuel. If you're just joining me, and if you're going to come in contact of this video, I want to say good morning to you and a good day to you, whatever time you're going to be watching. Just as the caption goes, the reasons why I would be supporting Tinubu as to Peter Obi. As you all see, I'm not just supporting Tinubu, I'm also mobilizing votes for him. Before continuing this video, let me just show you my current location at the moment. If you see that very closely, I'm sitting just by the fence of INEC office in Ikoba Hill, Benin City, Edo State. And the reason why I'm supporting Tinubu as to Peter Obi are very simple. One, Peter Obi has been given an opportunity before to serve as governor. He served as governor. The moment he finished his tenure, he quickly decamped to PDP because he has no political vision and ideology for the party that offered him a platform, which is APGA, to run for 8 years as governor of Anambra State. Secondly, the reason why I'm not supporting Peter Obi is because Peter Obi has not been able to, organize the political region where he comes from, which is the southeast region. The people that call themselves IPOB that wants to, call for a referendum to leave Nigeria. Peter Obi has not been able, even having been a governor for 8 years, he has not been able to organize his region. And yet, he wants other regions to turn out massively to vote for him, when we all know that Nigerians vote across ethnic lines. That is 2. 3. Peter Obi seems to be talking about the good sides of his, particularly how he left billions of nairas in Anambra State Treasury and what he intends to use the monies for, the investment he made. In all of this, he never came out to tell the people, the world, that he used Anambra people's money to invest in his family business that is called Nest. Those were not part of his anytime achievements, as the case may be. The young man kept these secrets or these deeds of his to himself. But he goes all out to tell you that he invested monies for Anambra in dollar bonds, billions of naira he left in local banks we have in Nigeria, and how he invited their CEOs to his handover day to Obiano to come and tell us whatever story he intends to tell us on how the monies were in his, in the state government's accounts he opened. Now, let me quickly tell Nigerian youths, particularly some of you who live abroad and who think that those of us back home, we are sick or we are hungry, and that's why we support some politicians that you see us do. If I can recall, in 2019, some of us came all out to tell Edo people not to vote Obaseki. I think as of today, very many of you are not left with the option of believing that Obaseki has failed you guys woefully. I see many of you are not, able to comprehend with the truth because you got yourself into something that you never believed, the outcome will turn out to be what you're seeing today. As for me, Comrade Aibogun Emmanuel, I have seen that youth participation in politics is the only way that can change Nigeria. I'm a young man, and very recently I vowed for the office of local government chairman of my constituency. And the truth be said, while I went for that office was because I know I can impact positively in my society. Although the governor refused to conduct the local government elections again because he was just using it to ensure that the man he is supporting, Atiku Abubakar, who has stolen the commonwealth of this country dry. I don't want to remember the back days of 9-tails that they have sold off. I don't want to talk about the majority of our port assets that were converted to private assets like Intels and the rest that you can see today that ought to be Nigerian assets that are turned to personal assets. You can go on and on how they sold NEPAs to themselves, how they sold Transcorp, very, very many investments that belong to this country. So for me, I am not even seeing him as a viable candidate. I haven't picked a Delta State governor as a running mate. I think the election will be a walkover. Because if they had gotten somebody like Wike, I would have said yes. The Southerners will really come out to vote massively because Wike is somebody they have come to see as a leader that they reckon with. Now, the only two contenders I see in these elections is Peter Obi and Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu. Agreed, in every candidate there is a weakness. And I think the only candidate the weakness Tinubu has on his part is that he's old. But the man that is old does not mean that his senses have left him. If you look at Tinubu very well, even if he's not so strong as people want him to be, but we are not going for a wrestling contest. We are going for a leadership contest where people who have built charisma of leadership over the years should be seen, leading the front burner. We are not going for an orator class where people will be saying that, oh, he's an orator, he's a good talker, just like what Peter Obi is. No, we are going for a project where experience, a contest where experience, is the best form of goodwill that you can have. Now, a little breakdown on Asiwaju's profile. I don't want to go back to the days of Nadeko and his struggle with MKO Abiola for a new Nigeria. I don't want to go that far. I want to leave it at the current day 1999, democracy era that we are currently experiencing to date. Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu was the governor who created over 20-something local governments in Lagos, funded it by himself, until when the Nigerian state decided to recognize those local governments and made them a constitutional local government in Lagos State. Today, everybody is benefiting from those local governments in Lagos, but they don't see any credit for Tinubu doing that, despite the fact that Obasanjo fought him stand still from doing that. Now, Tinubu has always belonged to one political party before a merger. Not like Peter Obi, who after he left APGA as governor, ran to PDP, and today is in Labour Party. Now, Tinubu has always been an ACN member. He formed ACN. He ensured that ACN had a spread across his geopolitical zone, the southwest. Today, you can see the support base that he has in Ekiti State. Even the party where Peter Obi is, planning to, contest with, or where he had just won their what do you call it, presidential seat. The Labour Party has collapsed their structure to work for APC candidates in Ekiti. And people will say that the man called Tinubu is not a political, force to reckon with. They will say he's too old. But his political experience and network is bringing results for him. Rather than our people focus on what Tinubu will do and see whether if it's something they can work with as to his manifesto, they are rather just insulting him, telling him he's too old, as if old age is not the right of every citizen. It is the right of every citizen that once you are being born, you should live to your old age before you depart this earth. Tinubu has lived his youthful life. He has fought for democracy. As an activist, he has come back to politics. He has become a governor. In fact, he has made people even up to the extent of becoming a vice president of this country. So why on earth will I work against a man who has given others opportunity and now wants to run, and he should not be given the right to do so? So for me, I see a lot of persons, even on my platform this morning, insulting me You are insulting me and you are in your comfort of your bedroom, and I'm out here on the streets with voters who want to register in INEC office. And tomorrow you will tell me that my candidate will not win elections. In these elections, I've registered thus for over 300 persons that will be voting in my unit. And you can imagine what that turns out to be for Ahmed Asiwaju, Tinubu. You can imagine what that will calculate to his current political strength. So for me, I have said it and I'll continue saying it. Peter Obi is just trying to play to the gallery. Having been a banker, he sees that the Nigerian electorates are very easy to convince with things that cannot work. Just 7 months to election, he's now flying to Egypt to see how Egypt is doing their power. You would ask him when he was in Anambra State, what did he do about power? What did he do about security? In fact, when he was governor of Anambra State, I knew how the PDP doled funds under Goodluck Jonathan to Anambra State to see how they can get today nursing motors, to see how today the main federal roads, within the city town, like what was it popularly called again in Onitsha, where you have luxurious buses parking all the time off Port Harcourt Owerri Road. I think in the course of our broadcast, I'm going to remember that area where they load buses going to Lagos, to Kano, and other parts of the country. Most of the projects he had on ground were federal government assisted projects, not projects that use Anambra people's money for. Go and make your findings and you'll find out. Even part of the proceeds of what he got for Anambra to work with, he decided to use it to work for his own father's business. That is next supermarket you see across the country. He invested Anambra people's money in his private business. Ask him how many Anambra sons did he invest in their own business. And for those of you who will be telling me that I should go and read comments, it doesn't cost me anything. If you look at me very well, the more you insult me, the more I get fresher, the more I look more healthy. So I don't see insults as anything on my part that would hinder me from doing what I intend to do. One thing you must get to understand is that when winning, you must do what is possible to ensure that you win and win well. And for me, I want to win. I want my state to be on the path of prosperity, not this underdeveloped innovations that I'm talking about in my state. So for me, I want to say my attention is, although being distracted here, but I want to say Asiwaju is the man. And for those of you who are insulting him, calling him that, in fact, he went as far as saying that the man urinates on his body, should not forget that old age is also around the corner. And very moment from now, we're all going to meet that old age. And let's see how God keeps us healthy as Asiwaju is at his age to fight on. So for me, I'm not here to insult anybody. I'm only just here to talk about what I believe in. So if you intend to insult me, it's your own public opinion. It's not mine. One thing I want to say is that 80% of you who are always on my platform, particularly those of you who are those in diaspora that always come to my platform to insult me, I've never seen you guys criticize anything about Obaseki. But yet, you guys were the major mobilizers for Obaseki, to get votes back home. And you believe that what Obaseki is doing to us under developing Edo State is the best. I don't have a problem with that, because you guys are always very, very, very negative with the truth. You believe that whoever you just like what he says, just like what Peter is doing now, is the man that is best for the job. Today we are still begging for proper development of town settlements in Benin City, roads. Look at Sapele Road there. The governor came out to boast last year. Now we are in the middle of the year. He came out to boast in December last year. Till date, Sapele Road is still unpassable. People are still struggling over there. After 6 months. I don't want to talk about Kenwa Road, but I'm just trying to throw a light into what I mean by effective governance. Okowa started his own path at the other end of Warri, Sapele Warri, entrance into Warri. In less than 2 months, Okowa finished that portion. It's over, that road is over 2 kilometer stretch that was bad. Okowa worked on it in less than 2 months. But here's our governor. For over 7 months now, we are still battling with a particular failed portion, which is not to a kilometer, entering our state from the Delta corridors. So that is me for you. I support what I believe in. I know Asiwaju has the network to put technocrats on ground that will deliver good governance to Nigerians. So for me, my attention is being needed out here with people who have mobilized this money to come and register. So I want to talk to them. I think this broadcast will be done much later, where we're going to analyze issues. Because if you observe, I'm being distracted here by all corners, people calling me to say, comrade, I want to see you. So I don't want to be talking to the world and at the same time doing things on ground. But I'm just letting people know that we are also not sleeping. It doesn't mean that we must come to social media to show you that we're mobilizing for Asiwaju before you know that we are mobilizing. Myself, I believe that Asiwaju will do great things for this country. I'm Comrade Igbogu Emmanuel. Getting my things done positively is what I believe in. Thank you and bye for now.
Now we don't hear from Emmanuel Igbogu. Let us know what you think for comment section. If you never subscribe to Dan ARG YouTube, try make you subscribe so that make you for the hear all the things wey dey happen for Nigeria. Make I leave you with this video, make you help us share am. Thank you for watching Dan ARG YouTube.